Justice can be thwarted. Justice can be truncated. Justice can be averted. And justice can suffer and cry. But as justice is being thwarted in one way or the other, don't forget that when you take something and throw up, that thing will go up and go up. At the end of it all, whatever is thrown up and whatever goes up will surely one day find its way to start coming down. That is how life is. Because all of the things that are happening, especially in Nigeria, and also the people called the people of Biafra, has become a very big issue that the whole world and the international communities want to know, and everybody is interested in the matter, because we are in a country whereby people are somehow marginalized, and people are somehow abandoned, and people are somehow rejected, and some people are not even allowed to play their role or to contribute to the nation building. And when I begin to look at this matter, what is the root cause of this? The Lord began to took me back to what's called 1968, when there was Biafran war in Nigeria. What happened then? What happened then was what people framed up what's called allegation on a particular set of people, that these people are planning coup, they plan coup, 1966 coup, or this and that, and blackmail the people with propaganda, and the people were fought against, the people were attacked, the people were somehow disenfranchised and also destroyed, and so many things happened so as to make sure that the people are silent. But at the end of it all, a secret opened with prophecies and revelations. The secret will open. Finally, secret has opened, and all of those things that we are told become lies. And so people were so troubled that you see all the agitations all over the world, because people who knew what happened were all committed to making sure that they agitate, that truth must prevail. And the one thing I want you to know, that when it comes to nation, and it comes to people, or it comes to a tribe, or it comes to a people, any man that rises for them is their Lord, becomes their Jesus. Or how do I put it? Any man that rises for them becomes their Messiah. And you must understand with a major prophet that God will not come down from heaven and begin to now speak to people with the or maybe with white beard, or being having 20 or wings and all of that. God will surely use a man to stand in the gap. So all of this thing that is happening right there in a place called Biafra has become an issue that a lot of people need to know about. And this is what resulted into so many things. When people are disenfranchised, people are not accepted, people are not even counted, many things begin to happen. And this thing that is happening about disenfranchised, marginalization and all of that does not even favor any part of the country. Because somebody will say, okay, if you marginalize these people, it will make these people to be kings and make them to be presidents. No, it does not benefit any tribe. Marginalization in a setting will always set the country back, because you cannot underestimate the giftings of God upon my life. You cannot underestimate the gift or the qualities or my endowment or my contribution to nation building. When you underestimate me and you do not count me into nation building, you have simply hindered yourself. Because counting me and estimating me as somebody who can do something will give me the impetus and the charges to be able to add to the nation building. But when you count me out, you will struggle, because the more you try to patch, another place will leak. You patch this side, the other side will leak. So over the week, people begin to now tell me, and begin to now all the things that happen, the judgment of what's called the people that are somebody that is this an agitator right there in Finland. When I look at it, people were like, oh, look at the judgment. I say, it is not all about judgment. It's all about what people has been made to see. Because in every group of people, there must be somebody who is saying the truth in one way or the other. When people gather together and begin to say things, somebody must be there that knows the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is that in the world today, to get justice is impossible. Justice can be thwarted. Justice can be truncated. Justice can be averted and justice can suffer and cry. But as justice is being thwarted in one way or the other, don't forget that when you take something and throw up, that thing will go up and go up. At the end of it all, whatever is thrown up and whatever goes up will surely one day find its way to start coming down. That is how life is. If somebody smiled today, tomorrow may not be his turn to smile again. Somebody laughed today, tomorrow may not be his time to laugh again. Somebody cried today, tomorrow may not be the turn of that person to cry again. Life is in phases, and the life comes and life goes. Generations are upon generations, phases. One generation to another, one generation to another. And what does that mean? If we keep on in this part of the world, continue to use what's called injustice in one way or the other, it will never be good. This will not favor us in the long last. Injustice will not take us anywhere. What will take us far is when there is justice, when there's rule of law, when there's what's called equal rights and equality everywhere. It will go a long way to help us to be able to build the nation that we all are praying for. If I make myself the king of the universe and I begin to marginalize the people or begin to oppress the people, I will not have peace, because even though as a king there are many things that you need to look at that will never ever be in place until the right things are put in place. And I want everybody to know that as far as the world leadership is concerned, there are too many things that are very, very wrong. If you want to rise to become a champion, to fight for people, you are going to face so many things. Any person on the face of the earth who stands and said, I want to face and fight for right, or fight for my right, or fight for the right of my people, or fight for the right of the less privileged, or whatever, will surely face a lot of things. And if care is not taken, what that person will face can even make the person to give up. The person can even say, I am no longer interested. So if you look at what is going on all over the world, there is no justice in the world. They know the truth, the world knows the truth, but the world doesn't want to follow the truth. But one thing you must know, if you like, bury the truth. Truth will stay in the grave 3 days. And Jesus said, destroy the temple, the Son of Man will build it again. And they destroyed the temple, and after 3 days, he arose again. And everything that went wrong, we are corrected, and everything went right again. Because what is happening right there in the world, especially in Nigeria and other parts of the world, is somehow that we need to pray, and we need to also stand and speak the truth at all times to be able to counter some of these things. So the Lord has already given major prophet everything that is going to happen, and I want to pass it across as prophecy. Because when I look at the judgment that was passed right there to Simon Ekpa, right there in Finland, I said this was called people take laws and do whatever they do with the law. But that 6 years that is penciled there, it's not going to be possible. What I'm seeing is that the matter will resolve even faster than expected, because this matter is going to be squashed at the shortest time. You will see that the case will not hold any water. But we must continue to look at what is the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to give people their rights. The right thing to do is to stop oppression of the poor, or oppression of the needy, or oppression of the less privileged, or oppression of a particular set of people, because every oppression will lead to people reacting. You cannot push somebody to the wall and not expect the person to react. We are not right here in this world to become enemy of ourselves. It is human beings that have turned themselves to enemy of human. And the hunger today in the world, it is not God that brought hunger. And somebody said, oh, the world has spoiled. It is not the world that spoiled. It is the people in the world that has damaged everywhere. When the people in the world has not started evil, the world was peaceful. Everything in the world was peaceful. And that's what the singer sang and say, Uwamakama, Uwa makama o, uwa makama manobumu wa mebiruwa. Uwa uwanto, uwa uwanto. Uwa makama, uwa marama o, uwa makama manobumu wa mebiruwa. Uwa Abumuwa mebiruwa. Abumuwa mebiruwa. Uwa makama. Uwa marama. Manobumuwa mebiruwa. Uwanto. Amen. So the world is a good place, but the people in the world has damaged everything. And so when we look at God in heaven and we begin to pray to God, oh God, show us mercy, oh God, remember also, look at the world, oh, all these things. So God will not ask question, what has spoiled? Is it the moon that is no longer coming out? The moon is still coming out. Is it the sun that is no longer shining? The sun is shining. Is it the stars that are no longer there? The star is there. Is it the mountains that are melted, or what happened? The mountain has not melted. Is it the water in the ocean that are no more? The water is there. So what is the fault of God? Is it day that does not break again? Day break, and day also come to evening. Evening time comes, morning time comes, night and day, they are still there. Nothing has damaged in it. So where is the spoil, and what is the thing that caused the world to be very, 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 very troublesome, or to be very, 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 very big problem to fellow brothers and sisters? It is the human in the world that has damaged everything. But we will not relent. We will continue to pray. We'll continue to do the right thing. We'll continue to follow up, because we know that justice delayed and denied is not that justice will not prevail. At the end of it all, the right thing must come to be in place. Let the right thing be done. Let the right of everybody be given to the person. Let the right of the people be given to the people. And let that which is right be done. You will see that at the end of it all, the truth will always prevail. So my own take on all of this thing that happened about judgment is that it's for a while. It's for a while. It's just for a while. For a while, it will be a thing of the past. And the right thing must actually prevail. And what is the right thing? A people must be recognized. A people must have what belongs to them. A people must not be oppressed. A people must not be under oppression. People must take what belongs to them. That is the truth of the matter. That is the proper truth of the matter. A people must always have what belongs to them. And at the end, we'll give God the glory and we'll praise his name. And we'll continue to trust God and believe God on what God is going to do. The will of God for all is that all may be happy. The will of God for all is that all must be peaceful. The will of God for all is that everywhere must be okay. And so we must be very careful to know that the will of God is that all must be happy and all must fulfill purpose. So this is the way it is, and we must continue to pray about it and trust God. Trust God, for God is God. God is not wicked. And God cannot turn his back on his people. God cannot abandon his people. God cannot forsake his people. God has finished everything he needs to do. The rest is left for man. It's left for humanity. Because if I tell you this, you will not believe. I want to tell you the truth. The truth is that there is no government of the earth that wants to be overthrown. No government of the earth that wants to come to an end. No individual that wants to lose territory. And there's no government of the world that wants people to just be free from their leadership or governance. So everything will be done to make sure that people do not ask for their rights, or people oppress or fight for what they deserve. So everything will be done to make sure that they are not allowed to take what belongs to them. So that is the way it is. And the earlier you know this, you will know that even as a freedom fighter or somebody who is fighting, you are an activist or whatever you are, you must know that you must have bad names. You must also have what's called people hate you. You must also have what's called people will look at you and they will say, this person, you are evil. They will even pay allegation on you, and it might also end up in prison. It might also end up in different kind of things, and many things will happen. But you know that the truth will always prevail at all times. The truth will always shine. If you like, bury the truth for 100 years. One day the truth will come out of the grave, and the truth will speak. The truth will speak. The truth will prevail. The truth will stand the test of time, and the truth will go through pains and will go through difficulty and go through challenges and go through proof. But at the end of it all, the truth will shine like a gold. The truth will come out, and the truth will be there, and nothing anybody can do about it. The truth will always stand. And I want to make this thing very clear that the earlier we understand the potentials of everybody, the earlier we know that in the country Nigeria, there are every tribe, every part of the country have their potential. But the moment we know that and we begin to explore and begin to make sure that we use all this potential, is when our rising will come. But if we ignore the potential of these ethnic groups, these very different the tribes in the country, we ignore it and we don't want to care about their potentialities and all of that, we continue to hinder ourselves. We continue to set ourselves backward. We continue to allow the people, the Westerners, to be greater than us, to go higher than us, and we are there crying, oh, where is the expatriates? Where are the Oyibos? Where are the people who are going to come and help us? While what you are looking for is already with you. What you are looking for in Sokoto is in your Sokoto, and you ignore it. After all, this is a tribe that is hated. These are people we don't want to hear from them. These are people we don't care about them. You end up hindering yourself. So let the nation wake up. Let the people of the nation wake up and discover the potentials that are in all these ethnic groups, all these very tribes, all these very minorities that we call it minorities. You look at these minorities and all of these people you look at as minorities, begin to look at them and see the potentials in them. That is when our rising will come. That is when our greatness will come. That is when we become who we ought to be. That's when we now move out of slavery and enter into what's called the real owners of the land and the indigenous of the land. If that is not done, we'll be chasing cloud and every day running at scatter. That is not the will of God. And God did not propose this. This is not the proposal of God. That in a nation that is so blessed like this, we'll be running at scatter, insecurity, hunger, pains, marginalization, intimidations, this and that, no propriety and no things being proper. So we need to wake up from there and let the people who are in the seat of authority think twice and do the right thing, and use this the opportunity they have to do the right thing. Because whatever we do on the face of the earth in our time, at the end of it all, people will ask questions. So person was on seat. What did he do? So person was in power. What did he do? So person was a governor. What did he do? So person was a minister. What did he do? So person was this. What did he do? And so you make a name for yourself. You look at the people in the countries that called Burkina Faso. Look at how their president, Ibrahim Traoré, look at what he's doing. And today his name has entered the book of gold. His name has entered the book of remembrance. There are people can never ever forget him anymore.